kiss? You give me a kiss? Aw, thank you. Hey guys, this is going to be a very different video than my norm. We're recording this during COVID times where lots of people are in quarantine and I feel like we could all use a lively video. Don't you think? Yeah. So we're gonna do a houseplant tour of all of my plants. Let's go. So I really only started collecting plants last year. Unfortunately, many of my plants from last year did succumb to a fungus gnat infestation and did not make it, including this lovely Maranta, this prayer plant that I loved so much, and my Majesty Palm. The two plants that did make it were my Song of India and my pineapple. So my Song of India, I believe its real name is Dracaena reflexa. I'm not sure which Dracaena it really is, but it's definitely a Dracaena. It is one of the hardiest plants I have ever owned, and I've read a lot about them, and they're not supposed to be super hardy, but he survived that fungus gnat treatment and came back so strong. I actually had to repot him this year into this bigger pot because his roots were growing out of the bottom of his previous pot. So he did great. I'm super proud of him. And this pineapple I actually grew from a pineapple that I ate, and I cut the top off, peeled back some of those bottom leaves, and I propagated it in water, and when it started growing roots, I planted it in some soil, and hopefully in 2 years or so it will give me another pineapple. And if you are wondering why I have this kind of gray matte stuff over all of my plants, it is because this is my new combat to fungus gnats, which is actually this steel wool that I just kind of separate and lay over the top of the soil so that the gnats cannot burrow out. I also spray all of my new plants with neem oil just to make sure if there are any pests on the leaves that those do not make it into my plant collection as well. This is one of my newest plants I just got for my birthday. It is actually an elephant foot palm, otherwise known as the Ponytail Palm. But you can't really tell yet because these are actually 3 little babies that are planted together. I got it for $2 and they're all actually growing really well. There is one that is already producing its stump at the bottom, and eventually it will look something like this. I really don't know how to separate these 3 little babies when they start getting big enough, so if you have suggestions on that, please let me know. Man, if these $2 plants could become something super cool, that would be awesome. So this little one is a Creeping Jenny. I had one last year that ended up blooming for me, so I really like these guys because they love to be in full sun. They love to be in pots. They want to keep growing even though they're constricted, so you just have to keep upping the pot size quite often. But they are so awesome. They grow so fast and they're beautiful, and yeah, mine's name is 8675309. Next up, I have my downstairs plants. I put all of my tropical plants together right now, and I put them in an area of medium to bright indirect light. They are all humidity sensitive, so I use this essential oil diffuser to keep a fine, cool mist around all of the plants. This first one is my Fittonia. I named him Joey Fittonia. He is thriving. He was super infested with the fungus gnats when I first got him, and I am super proud of him now. I've had him for about a month and a half, and I just keep changing out that top layer of steel wool until all of my plants are ready to have it removed in about a week or 2, and then he will be able to start growing out new little shoots as well and become a fuller and even bigger plant. This next one is my Calathea Ornata. I got this little guy to replace my prayer plant, my Maranta, and I really love her. She's beautiful, but she's definitely struggled in my house. She still has a leaf that she is unfurrowing. I don't really know how to say that. Unfurrowing in the back. So I hope that that's a good sign that she's gonna make it and she's going to produce nice, healthy, new growth here soon. This is another plant I got for my birthday, and it is a Maidenhair Fern. This plant is a diva. I knew it when I got it. It's fairly hard to keep alive, but I think I am reviving this guy now. I know this guy is such a diva, so if you have any other suggestions for him to help me revive him, I would appreciate it. This last plant back here is a Areca Palm. So far it's doing really well. I think it's also awesome that it provides a little bit of shade for all of my other plants, because my other plants are generally undergrowth plants, so often, you know, providing a little bit of shade, a lot of plants around it to provide that humidity increase. Yeah, it's gonna make the perfect conditions. I'm really excited to see what this does. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot to tell you about my lucky bamboo. So I know this is not actual bamboo, but oftentimes when you find it in the stores or the nurseries, it will be listed as lucky bamboo. I believe it's actually a Dracaena. I think it's a Dracaena sanderiana. But this little guy is my first ever houseplant. I've had him for about 4 or 5 years now, and he has been the guy who survived all of my mistakes and learning. He's withstood a lot of cat damage as well. These guys are persistent little buggers. Again, I'm a plant newbie, so any advice or suggestions you have for me, especially for my little Maidenhair Fern and my new Calathea, would be greatly appreciated. If you would like to watch more plant videos, I will link some of my favorite plant YouTubers down below in the description box. I watch them on the regular to try to become a better plant mom, and I've learned everything I know from them, so definitely check them out. Will you stop that? And I will be back with another hair video very soon. So until then, stay safe and adios. Adios. You're goofy.